So some of you might remember this, I don't know. On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human being to walk on the moon. And as he stepped out of the ship, landed, he said these famous words: "That's one small step for a man and one giant leap for mankind." It's very inspiring, poetic, and really cool thing to say. What that means, that it's a giant leap for mankind, is that he's the first human being to walk on the moon. We can say, and we have said for decades after that event up till now, we have been to the moon. Has anyone here been to space even? No, maybe not in a physical way. But we can still say, because he who represents all of humanity, one giant leap for mankind, we can, without any lack of honesty, say that we have been to the moon, meaning that humankind. He's one of us, and he went to the moon. So, by extension, we've been to the moon. Another more fitting analogy is when I hear people talk about sports events, especially when they're watching from home. Well, we had a really good defense in the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't enough. They beat us. What do you mean, we? You didn't do anything. Caitlin Clark did everything. You were sitting on your couch just watching and screaming. You didn't do anything. And yet, because of your membership as a fan of whatever particular team that is, you still get to say, we did it, or we lost, or we could have played harder. This is not entirely perfect, but I think it works because the ascension of Jesus Christ is a very big deal, because it completes the full routine of Jesus. Some theologians refer to him as the divine acrobat. Just like me walking and seeing that quarter, starting up here, coming down, coming back up again. This is the trajectory of Jesus' routine. He starts off at the right hand of the Father. He shrugs off all that power and authority by becoming a baby on Christmas. He lives and eats and sleeps and hangs out with us as a human. He's betrayed. He suffers. He's killed. He descends into hell, also known as separation from God. He comes back from the dead in bodily form. Then he ascends back up to heaven and is at the right hand of the Father. It's all one big motion. Not only is this a marvelous truth, it's at the core of our Christian faith. It's very, very good news for us. Because he assumed our nature, meaning because he became one of us, he is able to bring us back up to the Father with him. This is what it means when it says humanity is redeemed. Humanity itself is redeemed. Our nature, our very beings as humans, has been redeemed. That's a big deal. Because before Jesus, we were so far away from God, not by his choice, but by our choice to sin and continue to do things that were not of God. We could not be with him, back to that original union in the Garden of Eden. But now, because Jesus became one of us, assumed our humanity, was baptized, died, was raised, and is now ascended, he has made it possible for that giant leap of mankind to be in heaven, body and spirit, with God forever and ever. The moon analogy is pretty cool, but I think the sports analogy is more fitting, because for us to say, yes, we won the championship. No, you didn't do anything. And yet still, because of our inclusion in that group, because of our inclusion in that team, we are able to say we. We didn't do anything. We didn't do any of that. It's all Jesus, all God's grace, all God's love. But because he wants to be with us so badly, we get to say, we will rise with him. We also get to ascend to the Father one day, and we get to be with him in eternity. The preface for the Mass says, "All-powerful God, keep us united with your Son in his death and burial, so that we may rise to life with him, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen." This is what the ascension means to me. So now what? In a week or two, we're going to celebrate Pentecost, and then it will be ordinary time. A big, long stretch of green ordinary time, all the way until Advent, when we celebrate the start of Jesus' divine acrobat routine all over again. So what do we do until then? Well, we do what the apostles did. They were sent out, the disciples of Jesus, those who are baptized and those who believe, have been sent out to not only preach his love, his sacrifice, and his rising, but also do incredible works so that others may believe. We have our goal, we have our end game already established for us as Jesus has ascended. And so now let us spend our earthly lives, whatever's left of them, to do good and to spread the gospel of Jesus. Amen.